Hello, this is Pamela Springer. The presentation today, the strategies you need to retain deal of the day clients, is a presentation I really wanted to present because so many of you have come to me to let me know that you have so many Groupon clients, but you cannot seem to either book them a future appointment or sell them any products. So I wanted to go over some of the key points that T. Gorman had in a article called Four Rules to Avoid Being Burnt by Groupon. And I've added to the um, the 4 points, but I think it will help you understand maybe how you can upgrade whatever you're doing or add more customer service when you're dealing with this Groupon customer. First, let's talk about the daily deal of the day. The definition is basically it's a business model that works by allowing you, the retailer, to market discounted services or products directly to the customer that is of the actual deal company. So those customers are really Groupon or Living Social customers. It also allows you to receive a portion of the retailer's profit. So, if you discount your $150 service for $50, the deal company is going to make $25 and you as the retail will make 25. So you split the profit. But having this deal company send you customers allows you to build a brand loyalty and to quickly sell products, services, or surplus inventory. That is the whole definition in the model that should happen to you for the esthetician. But speaking with some of you, that's not what actually happens. So let's go over some of the reasons why the customer may not be returning. Possibly when you want to rebook, you want to rebook them at $150, but they just paid a deal price and you're rebooking them at three times the actual deal that they've paid. So, my suggestion is to readjust the price and offer them the $50 for a second service, which you will make the entire $50 and you don't have to split with the deal company, and have them book to come back to you for the price they initially paid. So this happens that the client ends up accepting that actual deal that you're giving them, and it allows you as the retailer to be able to have a connection because now the second time they come, they're going to feel more comfortable with your services. Always upgrade your services. Don't give them a subpar service. Don't use ineffective products. Use products that have active ingredients so that they can see a wow factor after their service. Your message said one thing on the marketing piece, but you might be giving them something different. Stick with the reasons why they actually came in for that service. So, was telling you to take those daily deal customers and not treat them like second class citizens by stripping down that version of whatever the service was that you advertised. Because that customer is going to assume that they're getting the same treatment that they would get if they had paid full price. And they're assuming, God, $150 service for only $50, that's really a great deal. I always try after the service to talk about products and discuss actually, the products that you would like to suggest for them to use. And they're going to be samples that you're going to give them so that they can maintain the quality of the skin service that you've just performed. So you're giving them something to go home with. So those sample products. So again, you're giving more than what they expect. The whole idea of this daily deal coupon is giving you as a small business owner to actually get in front of a huge audience of captive customers. Now, these customers, like I said, belong to Groupon, a living social, but they're doing all the mailing and the marketing for you to bring these customers to you. So it ends up being a win-win situation. Number one, the customer is going to get a deep discount. And number two, you're not spending thousands of dollars for printed advertisement and mailing services. They're doing all that for you. And when you do it yourself, which I've done in the past, I've sent out 500 mailers and I might only get 2 to 3 clients initially, and possibly a couple of months down the road, maybe I'll get another 2 or 3 because that deal that I'm offering is going to expire in a couple of months. So when you deal with the deal of the day companies, you find that the reward really outweighs the risk. So what I'm really saying is that you there's something you have to take responsibility and really find out why it is that they're not wanting to book another appointment, and analyze that, because basically your customer, they never these consumers never get tired of a deal. And it is a marketing tool that all small businesses, they're always, all small business are given some kind of deal, whether recommend someone and you get a $25 gift certificate. They're always trying to get ways of getting someone in. And basically the goal is to make those customers your regulars, make them your clients. But you have to first build a relationship with these people. And you have to give them a little bit more, a little incentive. Like I said, a sample kit of your home care products. You also want to know what made them choose to come to your establishment. What is it in that coupon that they read and purchased that caught their eye? In the meantime, you want to make sure, and I hope you guys are doing an intake form. You want to capture their contact information so that you can stay in touch with them. Ask them to review the value of their deal. Now, this deal was is a service, $150 service, and I am offering it to you for the $50, and I'd like your feedback on the actual service and how you felt about it. Now, if the feedback is great, which it should be because you've gone the extra mile, now you're going to reward them with another discount opportunity. And you're going to say, I really appreciate that feedback. What I'd like to do for you is book an appointment at the same amount that you paid for the initial service. And they're going to say, I am sure they're going to book because they're getting another $150 service for $50. But now you're not making 25, you're making 50, but you're getting this client to come back to your establishment. So when you look at the overall picture, these customers are using these coupons, and a lot of them are using it as a test drive just to see where they want to get their facial services. I'm not saying all of the customers, some of them, I don't care. They're going to always look for a deal, no matter what kind of service you give them. But I have found in some cases when they have a service, they had a service from me, and eventually they return because they may have gone to another establishment and found that the service wasn't adequate, and all of a sudden, guess who's knocking at my door? So it doesn't mean that when they don't book at that moment that they will not come back to you. Because if you treat them with excellent service, they're going to feel is they're getting more than what their money's worth. For instance, I hear about the Ritz Carlton. All right, the Ritz Carlton, a room might be $400. But now I go on hotel.com and I get it for $189. Do you think the Ritz Carlton is going to give me poor service but give the $400 customer the better service? No. You're going to get the same service as if you were paying $400 for your room. So they don't expect great service when they aren't paying top dollar. If anything, with this excellent service, you're giving them something to talk about. You're giving a reason to come back. Like, we're going to become family, so to speak. And you've created an emotional connection, and that's what's so important. Another example, and something you can consider, is to run a deal of the day periodically. Let's say you've done the Groupon. Well, you've already have a relationship that of the people that came, but they may not have booked with you. You can send out another daily deal personally because you have their actual information, and to get them to come back again if they didn't book after the first service. The only thing about that is that you don't want to scare off your regular clients because they're paying full price. So I personally would give everyone this deal of the day special, whether they're my regular clients or somebody I'm trying to bring in. So that's only periodically. You might do it only twice a year. It's not something that you're going to do monthly. It's just once or twice a year. Another way is whatever the service they came in for, you're going to talk about their skin and actually what their skin reveals. And it may reveal a skin issue that one treatment is not going to rectify or diminish the problem. So you're going to offer them a corrective program. Or you can say it's a clinical program, and this is where we actually zero in into certain conditions like hyperpigmentation or acne, and this program is 8 weeks long. I normally charge $800. It's $100 a week or $100 every other week. And if you, the client, pay for this program, we give another $100 off. In fact, it's more than $100 because it's $695. So this helps also to get them interested in a program because they've already seen what you've done for their skin. They've been in there twice and they already see the benefit of coming to you as an esthetician and they sign up for the program. Some of them will not, but they'll still be interested in the program. They can afford the $100 every other week, but they can't afford to give you $695 lump sum. But you have to really make them understand they to get the results and not waste their money, they need to come to you either every week or every other week. And the program is only 8 weeks long, so if they cancel an appointment, they do not get that week back. It just shortens uh, the process of trying to get a certain results. So basically, to do this program, you need to have a process in place. And that process starts with a thorough skin analysis because your equipment is very, very important. When I talk to them, again, I've seen them twice, I tell them I'd like to give them a comprehensive visual diagnostic assessment. And the reason for that is when they come back, I want to be able to customize their hyperpigmentation treatment. And then I'll explain what that means. Your customized treatment will uh, initially be with a deep cleanse. I'm going to exfoliate the skin because I want to get rid of those dead cells and lock in moisture. And when I get rid of those dead cells, you're going to see that your skin will become luminous and the texture will change. I'll add a serum. In the serum, depending on what your issue is, it could be a skin brightener that's going to reduce the sun damage or the hyperpigmentation, or it'll be a serum that will improve the skin's texture. The serum I feel that would be best for your skin is an antioxidant serum that is going to counteract free radical damage and slow down the aging process while it brightens the skin and reduces your sun damage and as well as improve the texture. I may go on and talk about the mask that I would use and how it will boost cell renewal, promoting healthy tissue growth. Talk about maybe a spot fading serum if you're going to use that. You might talk about, the moisturizer or what you're going to do following putting that serum on the skin. But always end with that you will be adding a sunscreen because without the sunscreen, the sun is going to make those spots darker. So to lessen the actual or promote the fading, the sunscreen has to be used and they need to be in compliance with it. Because a lot of people, they don't want to use sunscreen. You look for sunscreens that that is going to benefit the skin but feel good and not be greasy and sticky. You might choose a spray. We have a spray um, sunscreen that men especially love. People who are active outdoor, they love it because they can carry it and every 2 hours apply it. And it just feels light and airy on their skin. We have another sunscreen that we use that is really a makeup primer as well and a moisturizer. So it's a 3-in-1. And some people don't want to use a lot of products. And so, but again, you have to explain to them the importance of the sunscreen and let them touch it, feel it, and of course, if you gave them a service, you've used one of them on their skin anyway. So when we talked about the consultation, I'm going back a little bit about the skin analysis, And remember, I mentioned about the equipment. I know you guys who have been on this, uh, heard my presentations in the past. I'm always talking about this doggone skin scope and skin scanner, but I keep talking about it because I'm going to let you know that it has made me so much money because of the capability of interacting with your client because they're seeing what you're talking about. So it helps them actually see those hidden lesions of the skin. And so it helps you make that skin analysis very simple, accurate, but also fun. It's going to identify some of the skin conditions that they may have. All right. And each skin condition is actually going to show up in a variety of colors. Okay. It's going to actually help you recommend those customized treatments. A lot of skin, a lot of your clients are going to have more than one issue on their skin. They might have hyperpigmentation, it's true, but they might have clogged pores. So they're going to see the clogged pores because they're going to see these pinpoint yellow dots all on their face, especially in the nasal area, okay, or maybe in the T zone area. And the hyperpigmentation is going to illuminate, it's going to look fluorescent and jump out at them. They'll see that, and you'll explain to them that in this customized program, you're going to first uh, actually give them a deep pore cleansing to rid them of the debris that's in the pores. And then once that has been accomplished, now you're going to tackle the hyperpigmentation. So it's really easy, great. They can see for themselves. It's not like you're giving them a line and try to sell them. You're educating them. You're educating them on the process for them to get their skin to where they want it to be. So I also love it as a maintenance tool. All right, so you have a problem with home care products. Well, if I give you a wow factor and you want to keep that wow factor, I'm going to suggest the home care products to actually help to maintain your skin. This tool, the skin scope, you've shown them the before picture because you're going to take a picture when they're in there when you're doing the skin analysis. And then after the treatment, they'll go back into the skin scope, a skin scanner, and you'll take another picture. And then side by side, they can actually see. I don't see any more of those yellow dots on my skin. That's because I actually cleansed your pores and removed the debris that was within the pores. Now, you might see the hyperpigmentation, and this is when you're going to let them know that your next service will be actually concentrating on this hyperpigmentation. I think it's a phenomenal tool because it's going to help the client actually see the progress that their skin is making while they're coming to you for the service. Now, here's the actual chart. This is a chart that you'll see those colors on the skin that will give you the actual cause. So when I said yellow, it ends up being oily area or clogged areas on the face. It's going to show those clogged areas, which we call comedones. Now, this is a picture of a client that, and I think you've seen this before, that actually the surface of the skin, you didn't see this hyperpigmentation the way it is under the skin scope. And I wish I could have taken a picture of her when she looked in the skin scope. She was mortified, I mean, shocked. She couldn't believe what was going on with her skin. So when she calmed down, she was still emotional, and she wanted to know what could be done. because you've explained to them this is below the surface, and because it's below the surface, it's going to eventually come to the surface. And if we tackle this now, we can uh, slow down that process or possibly eradicate the process. So once you give the treatment and they actually see their before picture and then they see the after picture, and there's that hyperpigmentation is so much lighter, even though it's below the surface, they're going to be sold on this custom program and be very happy to continue with the program because they're seeing results. So let me show you some of my results from clients. And this is someone naturally that had sun damage, and they got on the program, and that was the end results. This um, lady had post inflammatory hyperpigmentation, and it was caused by acne. And she kept breaking out. So every time she broke out, guess what? It left a dark spot. So now it looks like her whole face is basically dark spots. But she had, you can say, three issues: very oily skin that was causing the problem because it was clogging her pores, and then the breakout. So I first needed to stop the breakouts, because if I started on the hyperpigmentation and she still broke out, you're going to get more dark spots. So the first treatment was to, and you explain it to your client, that we have to first control your acne. And once we get the acne under control, then we start addressing the hyperpigmentation. Now, this client, it ended up taking 16 weeks to get her to this point, but 4 of the weeks, the initial 4 weeks, she could not afford the home care product and the service, the professional service. So, because she's with her skin 7 days a week, I recommended the home care product first. And when she could come in for professional services, then she can call and book. Well, 4 weeks later, she did book. So remember, I told you first I had to tackle the acne. So we did that. We got that under control, and then I was able to tackle the hyperpigmentation. And once it was time for the hyperpigmentation, she had other products that she used that were in synergy with the professional products I use for hyperpigmentation. Basically, this is a treatment course. It's about hyperpigmentation. A lot of times, the death of the pigmentation, requires a lot of time, 3 to 6 months, to achieve your desired results. But basically, the treatment course was about cell regeneration and fading those dark spots. So I used the ingredients for that when it came to the hyperpigmentation on both of those clients. In some instances, clients cannot afford to buy all your products that they need. So I end up giving them the products that are most important. And that's going to be the products that is on their skin. A serum has more active ingredients, so they're going to get more benefit out of a serum. If they have a good cleanser at home, it's going to cleanse the skin. A good toner stays on the skin. So I want to make sure that toner is having something that will drive the ingredients deeper into the layers of the skin to have a lot of active ingredients as well. So, and then I'm going to concentrate, if they do not have a sunscreen, concentrate on which sunscreen screen is best for them, and then recommend that. So those three products, again, they're taking home, and they're going to see the benefit from those products, to where eventually they'll want the whole system, which is this one both of them are for hyperpigmentation. When I talked about the program, the customized program, now they can actually have a gift certificate that they pay, let's say $100 for, okay? So that when they come back, now that program is only going to cost them $5.95. You can use these discount programs any way that you want, or you actually have a certificate that's going to say $6.95, you know, for your program valued at $800. It just depends on you. It's just the paperwork, especially if they pay for this up front. So this is the end of the presentation. I hope I've been very helpful in giving you something to think about and to analyze what actually you're doing or what you can incorporate with these Groupon or these living social clients, because you are really being given, the opportunity to actually have clients literally knocking at your door. So it's up to you to give them the kind of service that makes them want to continue working with you. So I'm Pamela Springer. I'd love for you to join me if you're not on my mailing list so that you can continue by reading my blogs. I have continuing education clients. I also have one-on-one Skype consultations, and I'm offering those free one-time consultation for 30 minutes free if you would like to actually have your questions answered. You can go online, and I have a calendar where you can book a time and it'll be confirmed, or email me. And my email address again is info@pamelaspringer.com. Visit me on the website, and that's www.globalskin. Don't forget that dash or hyphen solutions with s.com. And I'd love to invite you to be a fan on my Facebook page. And for those of you that want to read that article in length, the name of the article was Four Rules to Avoid Being Burned by Groupon by T. Gorman. Again, thank you for the opportunity to present this to you, and I look forward to presenting another presentation soon. Thank you.